Top of the evening to every one of you. Good evening. My name is Fabian Collins, and this is the Youth Pulley show. This is our 22nd episode, and I am really, really excited because today we're going to be talking about something that affects each and every one of us, right? It's our last relationship series for the year, and it's been a long time coming, really. It's been long we had this time to talk about relationships, and we've had series of talks on personal development, and I believe it was really, really needed. Okay, so this is our last relationship series for the year. I can see some people joining in already. So before we start, I'd like to say, as you come in, just say hello, and then we'll give a shout out to you. Shout out to you. Today is really going to be exciting. We're talking about 7 questions people in dating relationships dread. 7 questions people in dating relationships dread. When I first when this topic first came to mind, it wowed me personally. And then I started when I sent it to the guest we're going to have, the reaction, from her reaction, I just knew like she liked the topic. Don't worry, I'm not alone on the show today. The person we're going to be having is somebody who we've seen before on our relationship series. She's amazing, and she's going to be, teaching us from her wealth of knowledge and experience. So before we continue, I quickly like to from our reaction, I just knew like I quickly like to say what we're going to be benefiting from the show today. So first of all, we're going to discover you're going to discover going to give answers to the 7 questions which causes drama in relationships. We're going to discover the answers to the 7 questions which causes drama in relationships, right? The second thing you're going to discover as you join us in the show this evening is the type of questions which are most likely to end your relationship. So it's going to be very, very practical and very, very real. So you're going to find out those questions that could be asked that would, make your relationship suffer a whole lot of tension and everything. Most times, these relationships don't survive it when these questions are asked. So the third thing you're going to find out is what to do when certain questions are asked. So as we ask these questions, we'll look at them in these 3 areas. And we're hoping that it's going to set you up for good as you begin 2021, few days from now. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest, Mrs. Toyin Olopinlade, to the show this evening. Welcome, ma.
Good evening. Good evening, Fabian. Good evening, everybody. It's good to be here again. How are we all doing?
Uh, Everybody's
Thank
fine.
you for having me on the show.
Pleasure is mine. This is like the third time you've joined us at the Youth Pulley show, and trust me, every time we have you, we're always really, really very excited because we know there's going to be some measure of wisdom we're going to be taking home. And even as a young person sitting, it's always a pleasure listening and then learning from you. So thank you once again, ma, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You know,
I
lately
appreciate.
people are talking about Dubai. Talking about traveling to Dubai. People are just talking about how they have to travel out of the country. Talking about having this vacation with their families and everything. Do you think vacations have effects on relationships? Because some relationships, people in relationships will look at themselves and be like, when last did we go on vacation together? Like, when last did we go to the beach? That kind of thing. So that's like me asking a general question. People are talking about Dubai. What do you think? Vacations, do they really
Yeah,
affect relationships?
it has a way of affecting, especially if you live in this kind of busy town or state like Lagos, you're stressed, the other party is stressed. Vacation is a time for you guys to unwind and to
Mm.
bond again away from all the crazy and hassles of Lagos. Yeah, just somewhere quiet. You guys could talk, you guys could chat, you guys could sleep, eat as if it's as good as you have no worry, or at least for that point in time You guys,
Yeah.
it's just about us and not about any other person. So yeah, vacation has a way of making you bond back together,
Yeah.
especially when you're kind of like losing it, and it gives you a period to just relax. Oh my God, relaxation is very good.
All right. Shout out to Blessing. I can see you in the house. Said so good to be here. Blessing, you're welcome. Shout out to every other person who is with us here on the show. Drop a comment and we will recognize you. Okay, so 7 questions. 7 of them. 7 questions people in dating relationships dread. This is this is absolutely mind blowing. In fact, when I looked at the questions again this evening, I was like, God please help me. Like I don't want to, like somebody said, let's not somebody said when he saw the questions, Fabian, please don't go talking about deep things that will wound people on the show. It was what did you think, Ma, when you saw the questions? What was your first impression?
Well, when I when I saw the questions, some of them are some things that are actually a little bit familiar with that I'm familiar with. But one of the things that actually threw me off, one of the questions that threw me off balance, not I wouldn't say really off balance, is that first question, which I won't want to mention until you come into it. And the reason is just because I don't have much experience in that part. I don't do such. Do you
Like,
understand? And I don't like talking just from the books. I don't like doing books or by research or something. I like being practical. I like hitting it the way it is. So I had to ask from maybe people that I know that okay, they would have done that like in time past and all of that. But it's fine. We are all here to learn. So I believe I'm going to learn one or two things too from someone this evening.
yeah, sure. Speaking of that, before we start, please feel free to ask as many questions as you want. Where you do not understand, say something. Any punchline you get this evening, feel free to drop it as a comment and we'll post it live here on the show. So let's begin. We have 7 questions, right? As the title, says, but there are other questions we'll take if there is time. And we hope there is time because this is going to be really very interesting. So the first question we're going to start with, ladies and gentlemen, is the one she just talked about right now. Um, so why do we cheat on someone we love with another person we have no intentions of keeping? I can see some people here in the house. So I'm going to repeat the question again. Why do we cheat on someone we love with another person we have no intentions of keeping? Mm. Ma, please say something.
Okay, let me start this way. Let's get something clear and something straight. If you genuinely love someone, not the kind of love some of us practice these days that we call love. If you genuinely love someone, you won't cheat on that person. That is my own belief. That was why I said genuinely underlined. If you genuinely love someone, you won't cheat on that person because I don't see cheating as a mistake. You know why I said that? If you're going to cheat with a person, it's not something that just happens within 2 hours or it just happens like that, bam, and you cheat on that person.
Wow.
It's 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 something you build over time. You find somebody, maybe okay, you like the girl and you are confused or something, and over time you start building something that you were actually meant to kill
Mm,
before it comes up, before it grows. So I don't see cheating as like okay, except for those who will say okay, maybe they were drunk or something and they eventually got laid with somebody else or something. if you are not drunk and you are in your right senses, there's something wrong with you. Why would you say that, or why would it happen that you cheated your partner with somebody else? It's something you cannot. There's no way you convince me that it's not something that's been there over time. So I won't see it as okay. Maybe it just happened as a mistake, because it was not just a 1 day or a 1 hour or a 2 hour thing. So if you genuinely love someone, you won't cheat on that person.
Okay.
However,
Okay.
however, there are reasons why some people still cheat, even if they will tell you, okay, they love this person. They will tell you that this love thing you are talking about is not straightforward. This love thing you are talking about, balance. Do you understand? There are still reasons why some people, even if they might not love completely, maybe this girl is special or something. There are reasons why those people cheat on their
Okay.
partner.
Let me quickly say something about that because I want to be very, very real this evening. As a guy, um, it's possible that there is this particular girl you really, really like you like her so much, and the standards she has, the standards, her values, right, will not allow her to do certain things, and then you
Mm,
respect that as a guy, so you're willing to wait, right? You
mm,
already know, like 70 or 75% sure this person is going to be the one you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So you're sure you want to do this, you want to get married to this girl. So you like her, you
mm,
like her standards and values, and you respect the fact that she's not going to be able to do certain things with you right now. So in order to
mm,
satisfy yourself and not to displease her, because if you keep forcing her she's going to walk away, so you allow her stay there in your life, right? Then you turn around and then kind of satisfy yourself with another person. I think that's like the scenario here. And now we talk about whether or not because we can't even say that is right, but that's the scenario I'm trying to paint. That's what brings in the head of most guys. I'm talking about from the side of guys now. So you like the girl, you respect the fact that she's not going to be able to do certain things with you right now. So the girl that is going to do those things with you and is the person you don't want to do anything. Is like you don't want to spend
mm,
your with. So you just go to that one basically for the hit and run thing, hit and run and then stuff. So that's like the scenario
mm.
I'm trying to
Okay.
create.
Um, that we are actually coming. I'm coming. This, like I told you earlier, this thing is in two parts. You are going to look at it as a Christian, and you are going to look at it as okay. You are just talking about people generally. If you are talking about that scenario, you are talking about is sexual gratification, and that happens a lot. That happens with guys a lot. You know, okay, I like this girl. I want to marry this girl, but she's saying, okay, I know people that have fallen into that kind of ditch before. They keep their babe and like, this girl, I'm not going to touch her. But they have another babe at the side that helps to cool off when they are on heat. When the heat period is there, okay, that babe is always there, knowing fully well at the back of their minds that they won't have anything tangible to do with the girl at the end of the day. Yes, so
Okay, let me
looking at
skip
it
that.
from the aspect of a non-believer, yes, that is a reason. Sexual gratification. That's why I said, if you genuinely love somebody, you should be able to wait. Are you saying that, okay, if you are married, I think it still boils down to somewhat selfishness, because you know why I said so. That means if you are married and your wife has a reason, or your husband has a reason to travel out of the country, maybe for a course or something, and it's not going to be around for 6 months, for a year. So you're trying to tell me that you not feel your body. That's where it starts from. You're saying, okay, this one now is not even relationship, you are married, but your partner is not around. So because your partner is not around, you not feel say, bros, okay, may I just adjust, may I just try small, may I hold myself. Are you saying you cannot just keep yourself? That means that person would, if you can do it in relationships, that means you would likely do it most times in marriage, because you cannot hold yourself while dating. So if she's not there and you are feeling cold, enough you all this thing, you just find one babe like that and you cheat. I think love, in the real sense of genuine love is not selfish. Genuine love is not selfish. Let's leave that aspect of doing it for sexual gratification. Yes, people do it for sexual gratification, but it's not acceptable as a believer. That's why I said some people genuinely love, and some people still cheat on their partners for various reasons. And one of the reasons which you have mentioned is sexual gratification. So can I continue, or you want to
Yeah,
chip in something?
yeah.
Okay,
Before,
another.
okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm listening.
A quick question about, you said something
Okay,
about genuine love. So
yes.
is it like possible that you can really really love somebody and still cheat on the person, or by virtue of saying I have genuine love for somebody, cheating is out of the question? Is it like, is there is no possibility whatsoever that you can love somebody and still cheat on the person? There is no possibility like that. I just want to be clear on that.
Um, is that sometimes those thoughts might not come. I used to tell people that, okay, for the fact that you are married does not is not what will I call it? Is not a prerequisite for you not liking another person. It's not that sometimes you don't feel like, okay, this my relationship or something. I'm seeing one hot babe like that. One, this babe hot. The babe feel hot past your babe. But the thing is, like I said before, cheating is a process. It doesn't just happen like bam, it just happens. It's something that you build over time. So if it's not even about just loving yourself, loving the babe or the guy. It's about loving yourself too. If you have said, okay, this is the person, I'm not ruling out that, okay, maybe 2% in 100% can actually happen, but we are still the cause of it, because we did not nip it in the bud. When we're actually meant to. You can genuinely, the genuine love you have for somebody will keep you from cheating from cheating on that person. If you genuinely love somebody, you would not cheat on that person. You would not
Chelsea,
cheat, honestly.
Chelsea, Chenweno, I hope I got the pronunciation right. She says there is no possibility of loving someone and cheating on them. Wow, I think okay.
No, because that was why I said, if you genuinely love somebody, this thing is, love is deep. It's not all these things that we children of nowadays just practice like that and say we love, we love, we love. Love is deeper, it's quite deep. It's just like loving yourself, as in, would you love yourself so much? Okay, I love myself, Fabian. If I tell you, okay, carry a blade now and oh yeah, cut yourself, will you do it? Will you do it? Will you cut yourself? If you see the other partner as yourself, then you would know that, okay, I can't just do it. I can't just cheat on my partner. No. Even when the opportunity is there for you to do it, you will just tell you, no, 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 I can't do this. Do you
Okay.
understand? So you cannot love somebody genuinely and say that, okay, I'll cheat on this person. If it's a genuine thing, you would not cheat on that person.
All right. So let's create a scenario now where I've been talking about it from the side of the guy, where it's the guy who cheats. Okay, let's paint a scenario. So two people are in love, right? So the guy,
Okay.
yeah, again, the guy eventually cheats on. The guy loves the girl, but sexual gratification issues.
Mm-hmm.
Cheats on her, right? And as a lady, you eventually find out, and the guy tells you, like that moment when you found out, and you'll be like, "Did you cheat on me?" And you say, the guy says yes, and then the guy eventually says, "I- it's you I love actually. I don't love that girl. It's you I love." So as a lady,
Really?
I'm seeing
Really?
Omolade is in the house. Shout out to you. Welcome, Omolade. Yeah. So, yeah. The question, please go on.
Okay, personally, I'm going to be practical as much as possible here. If it is in marriage, You know, maybe because marriage is not something you just pick your bags and you decide to run. But once you cheat on a lady, you have broken trust. And when there's no trust again, my brother, what will they do? So if you cheat on it's one thing for you, okay, you cheated on her and you called her yourself to tell her, babe, this was what I did and all that. It's up to her to say, okay, if she still wants to continue with the relationship or not. But if Nami catch you, say the thing done the sweet, say Nami catch you, say you cheat. Honestly, in a relationship, I don't think I want to continue with that kind of relationship again because trust is gone. As in, I would lose trust in you, except it's going to take the grace of God for me to be able to build back that trust. That's why trust is it's a strong foundation. It's something that you should not joke with. Whatever you do in your relationship, just make sure it is intact because once you break it, sometimes you don't even get it back, no matter how much you try, because you have to put in a lot of work. Everything you do, the lady starts suspecting you, even when you are not cheating. Even when you are not cheating, if you have cheated once, a lady will start reading meanings to everything you do. Even if you are not, she would. So why am I with you when my mind is not at peace? Why am I with you when I cannot go to bed and be thinking, this is my boyfriend, I'm sure he's in one girl's house. Why am I with you if I cannot, if I'll be calling you and be monitoring you like a monitoring spirit? Guy, where you dey? Guy, where you dey? Yeah, are you in the lecture room? That's not a relationship again. It has turned to uh, 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 um I'm trying to monitor what you do or something. It doesn't make sense. So if I were to be a lady in a relationship and I catch you cheating, Ngwanu, that is the end of the relationship
So if the
because
guy is saying,
I
I
might
love
not be able.
you, I love you,
Live love,
what
my brother. Live love. If you genuinely love me, you will not cheat on me. That is it. If you genuinely love it, you don't love me. If you love me, you will not cheat on me. If you love
yeah,
me, you will not cheat on me. So if you live, see, I've heard in my growing up years, Fabian, I've heard a lot of people tell me, I love you. I love you. Love is one word then that everybody has abused. Even if it is possible for a madman to say I love you, a madman would have said it. A guy will stand up from a girl now, would be on top of another lady, would just finish, na 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 na, and go and meet another lady and say I love you. The love, the word it doesn't mean anything. A lady will leave an aristo, na 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 na, and go and meet one guy and say I love you. When he's with the aristo, he will pull in his beard like this old man and be saying, Papa, I love you and all that. Love is a word that is abused. So for the fact that you are saying it does not mean that you mean it as in the actual context of it. So you cannot tell me now because I said the relationship, you are saying you love me. Oh boy, pack your things and leave. You don't love me. You're just using that word. You're using it because you know that we ladies we are we are an object of what we hear. We go by what we hear. But these days, some of us are beginning to have brain, not like chicken brains. It's
most
not
of them
just about you saying it. Most of them still have. Okay, God will help them now. So it's not just about you saying it. It's about you acting it. It's about you doing the do, not just saying it.
Thank you.
Do you
Thank you
get?
very much. Shout out to Oluwaseyi. I can see you in the house, Oluwaseyi Manala. Welcome. Blessing reiterated your point. If you love me as you claim, you won't want to hurt me. Yeah, so that's basically true. One profound thing Mrs. Tony said while she started talking about this particular question is cheating is not a mistake, right? Cheating is not a mistake. It never happens once, except you were drunk, right? It is a process. It starts somewhere from looking at somebody and lusting after the person and imagining the person naked and imagine how the person would be if you were on the same bed together as a guy or as a lady. It starts from thoughts, then and the thing about those kind of thoughts is the more you keep thinking about it, except the other person is very, very guarded. If the other person is as loose as you are, you will find a way to
Mm-hmm.
meet you. Yeah, so
Yeah, sure.
as a Christian, you have to note that if you love somebody, you can't cheating is out of the question. Congee is a normal thing. Let's stop making it look as if congee is like something that cannot be kept in check. Something that when it comes, you will die if you don't satisfy it. It's a normal thing, right? So
Definitely.
you have to be willing to have that self control so that when you eventually get married, you won't be. Some people are so terrible that even when they get married, they cheat with their kids around. They will like, don't tell mommy
Mm-hmm.
that I brought somebody to the house when she comes back. Those kind of things. So we've spent like some minutes talking about this question. Let's go to question number two. Who's ready? Question
Okay.
number two. So this one, I think it's ladies that ask this one more. Are you with me
Okay.
because you feel time is running out on your side, or you're with me because you are attracted to me? Are you with me because you feel time is running out on your side, or you're with me because you're attracted to me? I think it's guys that ask this kind of question. So you see certain ladies, like 28, 29, 31, they obviously want to get married, because of the pressures of everything going on, and they just meet a particular guy. Probably the guy is not what the guy is like. If we're going to use class to, place them, the guy is not in her class now, but she's with this guy, and then she just wants to get married. The same thing applies to guys who, time is going and then they obviously just want to settle down. So that kind of question, how would you, want us to respond to it in relationships?
I would want to say this. I don't know. I think it's a thing of the society. Society is not healthy when it comes to mounting pressure on ladies. Once you're at a particular age, they believe you should be married and all that. And personally, I don't believe it's good. Yes, if you get married early, but I don't think marriage has much to do with your age. I could be 30 and I'm not matured. I'm not matured in the sense of being ready for marriage. I could be 18 and I could be ready. Do you get? So if a girl asks that kind of question, one thing to deduce if I were to be a guy is that lady's self-esteem has been damaged. That lady's self-esteem has been damaged due to pressure from all kind of quarters that you can think of. Why would I ask as a lady, are you with me because you think time is running out? That sentence shows desperation. It shows you are desperate. Why would I want to ask because you feel time is or running out or because you are attracted? You can see there are some things as a lady that God has blessed us with as a woman, that if you walk and walk with it, it will help you from asking some unnecessary questions. There's something we call intuition. Every lady has it. A lady knows when another lady is getting close to a guy, liking the guy, even when a guy cannot see it. A lady already knows. If a guy is with you um because he thinks you are getting old, you will know. These are things that if you read, as in, I'm not talking about reading a book. These are things that if you are observant, you will know. I don't think it is a good question to ask that, are you with me because you feel time is running out? You should be able to decipher that yourself to know if it's, and why will a guy actually want to be, it's not a pity party thing. Being in a relationship should not be a pity party. It's not that he's doing you a favor or you are doing the guy a favor. You guys want to be together and you agree to be together. So why not enjoy it while it lasts? Fine. If it leads to marriage, beautiful. If he does not, learn one or two things from it and move on. Why would you say that? I don't think it's, if I were a guy, if you ask me that kind of question, I'll be pissed off because, yeah, you feel no, really, I don't think it's a question that should come up. Are you with me? You don't have to use that phrase. You can ask, why are you with me? Don't put him in a box. Don't give him a box of, okay, is it because I'm old, or is it because you're attracted to me? If he's not attracted to you in the first place, will he come and meet you? Except, okay, if he sees you and he wants sex, that is it. But if let's leave sex aside, if a guy walks up to you, something must have attracted him in the first place to you. When it's not that he's blind or groping in darkness, and you just come and jam you like that. No, you must have seen something. Maybe, okay, I like the way this girl dresses, the way she talks, the way she carries herself, her poise, or something, or something, or something. Okay, so you expect the guy to say, okay, why I'm with you because I want sex. It's not done. You decipher as a lady. You are observant. You look, you observe, and if
Yeah.
you will get to know, okay, this guy is because he's with me because of this reason or something. And that's why I always say there's nothing I will say that I will leave out the place of the Holy Spirit. Even if he has a wrong intention, there's a way God can do everything, and the reason for which he's with you, if he's not right, will come up in the open. But I think that if I were to be a guy, if you ask me that question, that one I begin, I don't like that kind of. Don't ask me, are you with me because I'm getting old? I don't even like to hear that part, that because you are getting old. Old age is not a disease. It's not a disease. And you will not marry yourself. You are not the one that says that you should not get married when maybe at 25. Every one of us won't get married at an early stage. The bottom line is being married and staying happy in your marriage. Not just about you getting married early. So
Yeah.
I think that's what I have to say about that question.
Yeah, these questions we're looking at, the reason we're considering them in the first is because they cause drama in relationships. Like this second one, it can cause serious issues, like serious issues in the relationship. So how do you, if you can't even measure why a particular guy or a particular girl settles with you, you should not have the Holy Spirit, because you will just be blown away by the thing he or she shows you. Like you only see what he or she wants to see if you do not have the Holy Spirit, right? So the
Okay.
attitude, the attitude,
Yeah.
she puts up, the gifts, the beg, the kisses, the outings will make you just see only what he or she wants you to see. But if you have the Holy Spirit, it'll be possible to discern. So these questions cause drama. Do not be asking these kind of questions, because they have the ability to end a particular relationship.
Mhm.
Remember, I said when we started that one of the things we will discover when we talk about these questions is that you will find questions you shouldn't ask, because when you start asking them, it will show first of all that you are insecure, and it will probably lead to the end of the relationship. So the next one, the third one is, who is your celebrity crush? I know that I I didn't send this one to you. Or I just I just brought it up because I feel this one is something that it looks very, 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 very little, because how many words is it? But who is your celebrity crush? When you start, talking about it to your partner, to the person you're in a relationship, you know, um, with, you'll be like, this is the person that is my crush, and this person is an actress. That question, the answer to that question will give you an insight into what this person fancies, right? Chelsea says, if you're with me because time is running out, sir, you are in the wrong room for the right reasons. Wow. So we check your GPS again. Okay, so who
Mhm.
who is your celebrity crush? I was saying that that question has the ability to give you an insight into what the other person fancies. So if the person tells you that his or her celebrity crush is a model who is not chubby, like slender and tall and fair and has red lips, and you look at yourself, you don't get these features, you be like, so like in your mind, why is this person even with me? That kind of thing. So the answer to that question goes a long way to tell what the other person fancies, and people still ask them. So what? Let me ask another question, a sub question to that. Why do you think a lady or a guy who asks this kind of question? Is it a joke? Is it like for jocular reasons, or is it joke? Like that's the first question. Why would anybody ask this? And then what kind of damage can this question cause?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, sure.
Okay. Personally, if you ask me that kind of question, really, I'll see it. I won't take it as something really, really serious. You know why? You know why I won't take it as something serious?
Right.
You could have a crush. You could have somebody you crush or maybe a celebrity crush and all that. That's daydreaming. You could like, okay, okay, maybe this person's physique, but you don't know what the attitude of that person is like. Reality is who you are with. Celebrity crush is a daydream. Reality is the person you are with. Most times, all these crushes we say we have up and down. By the time you get close to them or you know one or two things about them, you get irritated that, oh, this person does this or this person does that or something or something. Sometimes when you have a list of, okay, this is how I want my guy to be, this is how I want my guy to dress, this is how I want my guy to look, even when you have not met him. Do you know the funniest part is most times by the time if you actually allow God to have his way, some of the things you actually wrote down, that this is how I want my guy to dress and all that, it doesn't work that way. You just find out that, okay, if you trust God and you just, okay, God, have your way about this thing, you might not have it all like this was what I wanted, God, but God will give you what. Most times we have a list of what we want in a guy. We have a list of, okay, this is how my guy should be and all that. But you know what? God gives us who we need, not what we want. Do you get? We already have our list. Okay, this is what we want, this is how we want it to be. But God gives us who we need, and who we need might not fit in into what we want. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it's not, if anybody asks me that question as a babe, I won't take it as I will take it lightly. I don't, for me personally, I don't really see why that should cause an issue, because my celebrity crush is a dream. It's just a dream. Is what I'm seeing is this picture or a picture of what I've seen. I don't know them in total to know who exactly they are. I don't know their personality. I don't know them much as in deep like that. So I won't take it to heart that my guy has to be this and all that. I could have a crush, yes, I could crush on him. Oh, this guy is handsome and all that. But come, babe, I have to deal with my own reality. So the earlier for me, the better.
So I think, okay, thank you very much for your openness to this particular question. In fact,
Yeah.
Mr. Yinka, the CEO of Abidance, has already said here. He said on celebrity crush, it means the more you get close to him or her, the more you discover what you do not like. So, but I want to, ask a question on this. You know,
Okay.
attraction is very, very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Attraction is
Mm-hmm.
very, very powerful, and in fact, you cannot override it as far as settling down with somebody is concerned. So if you're going to get into a relationship with somebody, you must first be attracted to that person. So when you eventually do get into that relationship, and then this kind of question is asked, now we're asking not just from a place of personality now, or from the place of who the person is on the inside. We're talking about attraction, right? So you are attracted to this kind of person, like, so I'm bringing the crush now down to somebody of our level. So you're attracted to this person because this person looks like this, or because this person dresses like this. Yeah. And so now, in cases where your girlfriend or your boyfriend or the person you're dating, right, kind of has similar features, there will be no question, there will be no problem, right? But if this person you're with has like opposite features, so the way your crush dresses is not the way this other person dresses. The way your crush looks like is not the way the person you're dating looks. It has the power, to start up issues, because the other person will start feeling, he is just with me to while away time. If this is his crush, if this is her crush, it means me I'm not fine enough, or I'm not handsome enough, or I don't have what it takes, or he or she's not really attracted to me, or at some point he or she will just dump me. That's why this question is coming. I don't know if you get the picture, because the other we're
I
asking.
get.
Yeah.
I get, but I don't really. If we are talking to matured minds, eh, I don't think that should be an issue. Honestly, if you are talking, if you are addressing matured minds here, for crying out loud, that was why I said you can want this, but God will give you what you need. If it is just about the way you're crushed, who dress help? Who dress help, my brother? You are dressing this way and all that, and you're a woman beater, or this lady dresses this way and she cannot even take care of the home, she cannot act like a mother. Who that one help? Who help? You are looking at a celebrity, you are looking at them there. Do you know their lapses? Do you know who they are? Do you know what they do you know their weaknesses? Do you know their bad side? That even if you get to know one, you'll be pissed off. So why are we going to use celebrity as a yardstick for saying this? If any, no, don't marry Sha, so I don't feel say my husband would say that, or somebody. You shouldn't use anybody as a standard for your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your fiance or your fiancé. Nobody should be a stand. Let them be comfortable in their own skin. I'm not saying you should not tell them, okay, look, if they are not looking presentable, you could just say, okay, why not add this, why not do this, why not do that? But you don't have do you know how many years it took her, her background and everything? You now say, I want you to be dressing like one celebrity crush that I have. Who does that? Now that one go put food for table. Bros,
Yeah.
leave that one. Celebrity crush is that one, is it should be the least of their problems if they are matured. If they are
Yeah.
matured, really.
Yeah. The key word there is maturity, because some ladies and some
Yeah,
guys are very, very childish in their fantasies. So they keep
of course.
dreaming that one Prince Charming will come and sweep them off their feet. Here's my word to you:
Hmm.
update your fantasies. Look for somebody to take on the world with, not somebody who will come just sweep your feet like a Prince Charming.
Meals and bones. Meals and bones. All those meals and bones did not help us growing up. You will read that you saw a tall man with broad chest, hairy and all that. That's he almost spoil person life. You go dey look for man, wait or wait do this, wait, they are just
Mm,
fantasies. The
yeah.
earlier we get to know that, the better. Please deal with reality. I beg
Okay.
of you.
Before we go to the next question that causes drama in relationships, there's a question on the screen.
Okay.
What should be the
Okay.
criteria in selecting who you date or marry? I think there are like two ways to this: criteria for the guys and criteria for the
I didn't
ladies.
get that. I didn't get that question.
So what should be
I
the
didn't get that
criteria?
question.
Yeah, what should be the criteria for selecting who you date or marry? Right? I think there are like basically two ways to it.
What sh- what should
Criteria
be
for the
the
guy.
criteria?
Yeah. So
Okay.
for
I
guys and
think okay. Okay. Can I come in?
yeah.
Okay, I think the first thing, what should be the criteria should be, when you see somebody, I think the first thing is the Holy Spirit. It's better you pray about it before you even think of, okay, I want this guy to be this. Okay, you might have been friends with the person, not close friends, so the emotions are already attached. Maybe you see that, okay, this person is somebody that I can actually walk with. I think before you start developing emotions or anything, it's better you just pray about it, because most times what we want is not what God wants for us. And the moment you start developing emotions and you say you want to go and pray, you are wasting your time.
Mm,
You are wasting your time. You are already, because emotions are already, you will not hear anything. You will not hear anything. Just be hearing yourself. Just be hearing yourself. But before emotions comes cropping in, I think the best bet is just to go to God to hear what God has to say about it. Because I am going to use myself as an example. I was not even looking at my husband's side at all, at all, at all. If anybody had told me some years ago that you'd have ended up with your husband, I would have said no, because I didn't even see him in that light. But God said, "Hey, this is you're just rigmarole, you're just wasting your time. When you finish, you come back to this bus stop. This is where I want you to stop." So most times it's not even a criteria or criterion, or I just like this person. Will this person help me to fulfill purpose? Will this person give me peace of mind? See, if you marry a wrong spouse, if you marry a wife or a woman that is not running with your vision or with your purpose, or will not help you to achieve it, then you're as good as a walking corpse. So above, okay, maybe this girl is beautiful, she dresses well and all that. There are deeper things. What's her vision? Will she run? Will she be able to run with my vision? Is she somebody that will add to me? Can she add to me? Will he add to me? It's not just about this guy is TDH, he's tall, he's dark, he's handsome, he has very sweet voice. Who that one help? We help. We help. All these things are not. I think the first criterion is go to God. God, is this the person? God can never, they can never mislead you. Forget, because sometimes you might even see, have you seen somebody that you feel, okay, this sister is Jim, this sister is this sister is that, this sister will fit in into my vision. And you pray to God, and God is saying that this person is not the person. Oga, don't go there. When your own will come, I will let you know. So it's not about, yes, you might have a list of, okay, this the guy should be this, the guy should be that. I keep saying it. When you fall into the place of hearing God, God might give you the direct opposite of, yes, you might say, okay, maybe normal criteria may be, okay, she's hardworking, she's resourceful. For a guy, for a lady, she's hardworking, she's resourceful, she's respectful, she's prayerful. And even in the midst of all of that, you still need to ask God, is this where you are sending me to? So that you don't carry the bone of the hand and fit it to the leg. You have to run with somebody that would run with you don't see some people that once they get married, maybe after some years, things just start falling in place. Or you've seen somebody who has a ministry, and they say not necessarily a church, maybe he has the vision of feeding the poor, of feeding the orphans and all that, and the wife is not even supportive in any way. She's telling you that that's none of her business. Or how do you, Bible says, can two run together except they agree? There has to be an agreement, not agreement in we dress the same way and all that. Agreement in purpose. Agreement in purpose. So before you even say, okay, maybe I have some criterions or every, I will beg that person, please go to God. Say, me, I'm not God, so I cannot tell you that, okay, this is the criterion for this, for choosing a partner or that. Once you see somebody that, okay, maybe you know as a guy that, okay, this person, she's likely to be somebody that I can date in the nearest. Before you start developing emotion, people go to the manufacturer and ask God, God, is this where you want me to be? Do you understand? Am I
Yeah,
making sense?
yeah, sure, sure. Okay, so
So
time is running. So we're gonna take next question now. Like this is the fourth question. There's another question, but if there's time, we'll take that one before the show runs out. So this one is quite very
okay,
interesting. When will we first have sex? When will we first have sex? I read somewhere. I don't know if it's Twitter. He said, don't date as a lady if you're not ready to have sex. If what you want is care and love, stay in your father's house. Don't date as a guy if you're
can you
not
imagine?
willing to spend, right? You need to spend on the lady. If what you want is love, go and meet your sisters. So this question also causes drama in relationships. When will we first have sex? So how, like, what's your take on this, man?
When do we first have sex? There is no
Mm,
sex as a believer. There's no sex until you are married. There's no sex. There are no two
How
ways
about kissing?
about it. There's no sex until you are
How about,
married. What?
how about kissing? You know,
What did you say?
like, we call it light things. The youths, we youths, you know, we call it light things. Light things like cuddling and kissing. That one follow.
Bros, forget all those things. See, bros, everything follow. See, let me tell you something. Me, you cannot say that I'm not a youth. In fact, I'm still a youth. I never knock 40, remain small. So all these things that we talk about, maybe emotions and everything, I've gone through it. I'm not a spirit coco. I'm not a spirit. I'm a human being. I dated my husband for 2 years before we got married, and we did not kiss. Yes, people should hear this. If I can do it, then they can do it. It's not by my power, by my might, but God helped us. God saw it. The Bible says that Daniel purposed in his mind not to defile himself with the king's meat. There was a purpose, as in he purposed in his mind. God saw his determination not to defile himself, and God helped him, and he helped himself.
Yeah.
I cannot. How I wish this thing is like a teaching that we can. There's no way you will hold somebody. You say you want to kiss somebody. Have you ever seen somebody kiss somebody and they will put their hands at the back? Is it possible? Have you kiss somebody and say you put your hands at the back? Immediately you lock mouths together. The two of you have already closed eye. You now start drawing map of Nigeria on the person's body. You have started now. If you do that today, tomorrow you will do it. There's something we call law of progression.
Oh, I think she just mistakenly exited the show, but she will be back. This is a very very interesting question. When will we first have sex? And it is it has the capability of destroying relationships. I think
Okay, can
she's
you can you hear me?
yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Okay, yes. There's something we call law of progression in relationships. If I kiss you today, okay, we kiss. Tomorrow you come again, I kiss you. The next 1 week we get tired. We want to go another mile. We want to take it to the next level. You can't just keep kissing, and before you know it, you start drawing map of Nigeria on the girl's body. You start touching the places that you are not supposed to touch, and boom! Before you say any jack, you have already had sex. Sex does not even take 5 minutes. Before you say jack, no matter how spiritual you are, if you like speak in tongues, before you say jack, you have done the do. You have do the do. So everything counts, everything, and you just have to help yourself. Two of you have to sit down. That, hey guy, I don't want sex. Hey, babe, I don't want sex. And you walk towards it in the practical terms. It's not the one that you go to a sister's house in the evening. I want to go to her hostel. She's staying alone. You want to go and see her in the evening. What are you doing? Before you say, brother, maybe sit down. Let me give you water. Before you take water, I'm even tired. You lie down on the bed. Before you say, Jack, time, oh, time. Can you go out? Before you say, let me hug you and go. When you hug, you just hug. And there's a way when you hug somebody, and you look at them, you just move back a bit before you say you have kissed now. Before you kiss, and that night time, the weather is very cool. You have held each other. Before you know, Phoebe, and this thing has happened there. It has happened. So it's just better. Don't even start what you cannot finish. See, I'm telling you this as practical as 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 practical as I can be. There is no sex before marriage. See, let me tell you, it's not that I'm saying that I got married. I made mistakes. I made mistakes in time past, but I told myself, I said, God, if I'm gonna get married, one of the signs I want to see in my husband is someone that will agree with me that we are not going to have sex before marriage. And I told even my husband, when I told him, he said that's even what he wants, because we are flesh and blood. It's not easy to see somebody you like and you don't want to touch that person. Forget the fact that we are spiritual. We are first human beings. We have flesh and blood running through our veins. So it's also when you see somebody you like, you would want to feel that kind of attachment towards that person. You can't say kissing not join. Not once you start kissing, bros, every other thing will join, every other thing will follow, every other thing will happen. Before you say Jack, then you now pray, oh God, forgive me, and blah blah blah. The second time you will do it again, you will pray. The third time, see your conscience just go, oh, boy, let's keep enjoying ourselves. You just keep doing it, and you don't see. You might say, okay, and this thing is wrong, but you can't stop yourself. You can't stop yourself from doing it. So no sex in relationship until my if the guy cannot stay, let him go. Let him go. Yes, I lost a lot of guys, but I found a treasure. So you
Yeah.
will find guys that are sensible. If they will tell you that if you cannot accept, go. Let them go. You know your worth. You're a queen. Let them carry their wahala and go. And if you're a woman too, if a man says he wants to stay without sex, it's not every man that says so that they are impotent or be cool. Some men are Daniel of our generation. I think we should learn to respect that too as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
Before I
The
talk
thing
too
about
much.
the thing about this particular question, the thing about sex is that once you like you said, like there's a progression. Once you've kissed, you get tired of kissing, you move on to something else. You want to have like experience the main thing. Yeah, so when you eventually have sex the first time, and then the second time, and then the third time, the person's value in your eyes starts dropping. That's the thing. And it is very, very, like, it is 95% likely you won't even settle down with that person anymore. Because if you had sex with that person, what else is there to wait for? Sex is like, it's like the
Okay.
crown. It's like the treasure you're seeking, and it's like the crux of the whole thing. So if you eventually seize that even before you get married, there is really nothing to fight for anymore. There is nothing to wait for. There is nothing. Um, there is no excitement, right? So somebody said, Pastor Ezekiel Atang precisely, he said premarital, even if a relationship is God's will, premarital sex can destroy. When he said that,
Of course.
I held on to it. It's been, months. I think it was beginning of the year when I attended his conference, Singles Front of one of these. He said, even if a relationship is God's will, premarital sex can destroy it. So take note of that. You don't want your relationship with this person, this beautiful person, to fade away. So try and avoid sex, because the thing about it is, if you guys eventually break up and then you get to be with somebody else, if you really, really loved that person, the memories of that person will keep coming back to you, and adultery will be staring you in the face. So let's see if we can take one final question. Like, we still have more questions, but let's talk about this one. Um,
Okay.
will you please let me see your phone? That question has the ability to. I know that for some people who don't have things to hide, it is no big deal. But there are those in relationships where the question, let me see your phone, causes a whole lot of things. Like, should this question even be asked in the first place?
Um, it depends. What are you looking for in the phone? Why do you want to see the phone? Is it that you want
Okay,
to see
okay.
the make of the
Check
phone,
messages, you want to check
or
the messages, check the
you want
person's
to check messages?
calls, check the person's, uh,
Jesus,
photos.
run from that person. Eh? Please run from that kind of person. You guys are not even married. She's already checking phone, or he is already checking phone. Those kind of people are insecure people. There are people who have issues with their self-esteem. My phone is of my part. Yes, I can give you of my own will. Maybe please help me pick this call or something. But you have asked me for my phone to check my messages for what? For what? Even if you were the one who bought me, for what? It's my private property. And once you find a partner doing that, please run. Oh, hey, please run from those kind of people. They are not secured, or maybe they have issues with their previous relationships, and they are damaged and they've not healed up. Because that means you are suspecting some. Why do you want to check my messages? Why? If I'm not showing you, then you should not be asking me to bring my phone. What temerity, what audacity do you have to tell me bring my phone, and you want to start going through my messages? Are they your message? Were they sent to you? Please, sisters and brothers, if you have such people or you are in relationship with such people, please let them take a bow and
We
let them
see
leave.
guys ask these questions. In fact, I think it's guys who do most of the asking. Let me see your phone. If you love me, let me see your phone. Like, let
Hmm.
me. The
Bobo.
phrase, the phrase is no secrets, right? No secrets. So in order for us to keep trusting ourselves, no secrets. So give me your phone, let me check through everything, and then you check mine, that kind of stuff. So I think that's just basically the whole idea, the idea of no secrets. And so are you saying
Mm-mm.
that the question should not be asked at all? Shout out to
No,
Praise. Praise
I
is a
don't think. See, I don't think it's not necessary. It's see, that's why I said it's one thing if I give you myself. See, for the fact that we are dating still makes us a different entity. You are an entity, I'm an entity. Even if we are married, we are still okay. Yes, we are one, but I'm an entity, you are an entity. It's not everything like okay, I went to the loo, okay, my friend called me, okay, this and that. You still have some things, okay, that okay, this is peculiar to me. So if a guy is saying no secrets, no secrets, I could tell you, you don't have to go through my phone. If we don't have anything keeping for, you don't have to go to my phone to see it. See, people would do like that. Do you know what happens at the end of the day? They teach their partner to do stuffs that they won't do on a normal day. Okay, if I know that you are going to ask me for my phone, you know what I'll do? I'll delete messages. I'll delete calls that I don't want to see. I'll delete stuff and you check, and so who is
clear,
deceiving who? Do you
clear browsing.
understand? Do you understand? All those browsing history, I take it off. So there's no point. If you see any guy, I beg you, if you have any guy or any girl that does that, all in the name of no secret, see, don't run. Pico, fly. Please, just fly. Fly away. They are not
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah, so it shows person has trust issues. The person is having the feeling that at some point you are going to dump him or her. So the question should not be asked in the first place. You guys in yourself should be secure in yourself. You should be secure in yourself. In fact, be enough. Like I don't know how else to say this. Right? So have the esteem that even if something happens and then this person wakes up one morning and says, I'm not going to be with you again. After you've asked why and the person explains, have that esteem that even when that happens, you'll be able to pick up your life and then continue. Like, all right, okay, so
Mhm.
this has happened and then you move on. Not that it will happen and then you start looking at yourself again, trying to draw connections from the last relationship. This person left me, this other person left me, this person left, and then this person has left, has gone again. It means I'm not really worthy of love, that kind of stuff. So you should be enough in yourself. So when that kind of question pops up, it's a red flag. It's a red flag, and like Mrs. Tony had said, you should run. So the sixth question is, I'm trying to rush it now. Um, was your ex beautiful? Why did you break up with her? Was your ex
Ah,
the expression? Was your ex beautiful? Why did you break
ah,
up with her? It is a dramatic
ah,
question. People ask it
ah.
in fact, ladies, I hate to say it, but ladies ask it a lot. Please don't attack me. Was your ex beautiful? Why did you break up?
Why?
Yeah, so
Bible says something. I can't remember the exact word, but it said, "He that compares himself to another in itself is not wise." It's not a wise thing to do. For crying out loud, his ex is gone and gone forever. You don't have a business with the ex. Why do you want to know whether she's beautiful or ugly? How does it help your relationship? What I think sometimes when I hear some questions, I wonder where it stems from, or I don't understand. Why do you want to know whether my ex, okay, if my ex was beautiful, or if she were to be more beautiful than you are, what will you do? What does it do? You're just harming yourself. Person go sit down, you just go and carry problem and just dump on your own head. You don't need see anything a guy wants to tell you about his ex, let him tell you. Anything
mm,
a guy wants to tell you about our ex, a lady wants to tell you about her ex, let her tell you. But you
should the
comparing yourself to
I was going to ask, should the question be specifically asked, like, okay, we're beginning a
That
relationship now.
anybody who asks that question has issues. Anybody who asks that kind of question has issues. You can ask, okay, or the guy might decide to tell you why your ex left. But one thing I want you to know is that it's easy for anybody to lie. If I ask you now that why did your ex leave, will you say, oh, I messed up and all that? It's easy for you to say, she was the one who did this and she left. It's easier for you to lie on that ex and all that. If you might want to know, okay, just for the fact of to know, okay, what went wrong or something, just for information purpose. But it should not be a yastic. You shouldn't make it like, you should not make it something that will even come up early in your relationship. If it tells you, fine, but I don't think it should be a subject of debate, really. And asking whether the ex is beautiful. Excuse me, can we just scrap that question because it is not necessary?
Yeah,
Don't
the
ask that question. If you ask, you have issues.
you know,
Plenty issues.
when if you don't have something to say in your conversation, just be looking at yourself at a distance, though,
As,
because
as,
it is when you don't have you're looking for something to say to keep the conversation going that you start inquiring about unnecessary things about the person's past. You start
ah,
asking your girlfriend that time how long did you
hmm,
guys date, that kind of thing, your boyfriend. Then it's and then if you eventually find out that the girl's boyfriend, was an Instagram slaking. Baba, and you are nowhere near that kind of standard. You start looking down on yourself, that kind of stuff. So it should not be asked, especially during the early periods of a relationship. Let it be the person who willingly shares.
yeah,
Right, let it be the.
yeah.
So the seventh question we're going to take is um so I think the ladies ask this one often. Ladies are the one who ask this one often. Where is this relationship headed? Like, what exactly are we? That question, I hate that question. So we have been talking, and then after some time, we are now talking about this. So like this, who exactly, as in what are we? That kind of thing. So it has I don't hate the question like hate the question, like I won't answer it if you ask me that question. I hate it because when you eventually ask that question, you're making me feel like, so all this while it's only been me who has been trying to come close. You are just there on your own. So, but that question mark, what do you think of it? Do you think it's valid to be asked, especially during the early periods of relationship?
Where is this relationship ended? Now, where for a stop? Now, in the relationship end. But really, the thing is, if you are in a relationship, I don't think, as in, and you guys know what you are doing. If you're in a
Mm.
relationship and you guys know what you are doing, I don't think that question even needs to pop up, because if a guy comes to meet you and says he wants to date you or he wants to court you, right from that time, you should know what you guys are doing. It's when they turn you to Lord of the Rings. Maybe they've dated you for 5 years or 7 years or 10 years and put one nonsense fake ring there. That's when you hear ladies start asking, where exactly is this relationship leading us to after 10 years of turning you to Lord of the Rings? If
You
a
know, some,
guy who knows what he's doing, eh?
some people ask the some people ask the question when they're not even they've not even been engaged. Like some ladies, they ask the question like during that very early period. So they want to know whether you are on the timeline or they should look elsewhere because they don't want to blow opportunities up. I think that's why ladies basically ask that question so they know.
Okay, let me use myself as an example. When my husband actually came to meet me, when we decided to date, he was a very or he is a very straightforward person. He told me that he wanted to marry me.
Mm.
He just said he wanted to marry me. But I we knew that, okay, in the course of dating, in the course of preparing to get married, of course, definitely you have to court, and which we did for 2 years. So I knew from the scratch that, okay, this one was a marriage thingy. It's not the one. That's why I advise people: you don't need a long relationship. You don't need to date somebody for 5 years. You don't need to date somebody for 10 years. Date somebody. That's when you start asking that, where is his relationship heading?
Mm.
When you know that, okay, a guy knows, okay, I'm ready, at least to an extent, a girl knows, okay, I'm ready to an extent, and you guys come together, you will now come and meet me as mature that I, you now tell me that, let's date, or what will you say? Dating, are we
And girl,
cutting? It's right from the scratch that it's not when you've even started the relationship. You tell me what. I don't like to waste time. Oh, I don't, as you see me, so I don't get time to waste. No time to waste time. So if you're coming to meet me, tell me what exactly we are doing. Okay, I want us to I like you, and I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and all
so it's
that
a
and all
valid,
that and all that. Okay.
valid-
Eh?
it's a valid question to ask.
I'm not saying the lady should not even the guy should have said it, right? No, if you are going to meet a babe now, Fabian, so you just go and meet a babe that, oh, let's be doing girlfriend and boyfriend. Is that what you will say? I've left all those dating cacos. Please, you push to tell me now. Will you just say, okay, let's date and let's see where it leads us? That, I think that's what they say. Let's see where it leads us. God of heaven, I beg.
No,
I don't want where he leads us. Oh, because let me know if you want it to be friends with benefits. Are you dating because I'm not saying you should lie about it. You can say, okay, I like you. I want to date you. I'm envisaging if things work well. I'm envisaging
mm,
that we would end up together if things work well between us. Because I don't know now. That's why I said you should tell me, Fabian. If you go and meet a lady, what do you just tell them? Is it that let's
it's
start dating
actually
or what now?
what's trending. It's like the thing about youth. Most guys, young guys, like very very few guys, own up to things as serious as that. Own up to commitments like that. Most young guys are very very afraid of commitment. So in
If
order
a
not to
lady, yes, if a lady asks that question, eh,
in order
if
not
a
to
lady
commit,
asks that question, maybe they've seen that the guy is not committed in any way. Maybe he's
yeah,
just playing around. Which is
yeah,
so if they see that the guy is like that, then it's a valid question to ask.
very,
And
very
if the guy is not serious, let them just, yes, it's a valid question. If he didn't say it right from when you guys started the relationship, or he's not committing himself, and you see that maybe he's philandering around or he's not showing any sign of commit, then yes, ask so that you don't waste your time. If he's not ready, pack your kaya and go. So yes, you can ask, where exactly is this relationship? And most times lady asks when they see that this guy is not showing any sign of commitment or is not serious.
Another thing I'd like to say is if you are not willing to be committed in a relationship, don't push it. Let it be friends, 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 high and low friends, and then leave it there. Don't most guys take pleasure in the ability to woo girls. So what gives them joy is in the ability to ask the girl out and then she accepts, and then 2 months later after they've talked to the girl and probably kissed or had sex with her, they will now leave. So they derive pleasure and confidence. They feel like alpha males when they're able to woo certain ladies, and that is the highest form of immaturity. I'm going to say that again. If you feel that by wooing a girl, wooing many girls, you are an alpha male, that's the highest form of immaturity. And first of all, it shows that you are not somebody that can be trusted with commitments and everything. So as a young male growing up, if you're not willing to be committed to one person, you're not willing to be. In fact, before you even meet the person, you should have seen something. You should have done your own observation, and then make your own inquiries, check the girl out or check the guy out and stuff. So you don't end up going in there and then trying to get back out few days or few months later. It doesn't work like that. Commitment is a big deal for this particular generation. It's a big deal, not just in relationships, it's even in jobs, in um, certain projects handled. It's a big issue. So before you even get into relationships, you have to be willing to stay committed. I think that one basically settles that question. I think that was the seventh question, right? Five, six. Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
was the question. And we've done 1 hour 14 minutes now. So before we go, just And an extra one extra question so that we allow Sister Tony say give us last words before she goes. Yeah. So the last bonus question here is it possible we'll be marrying considering how young we are? Right? Let me rephrase it this way. So this girl is say 21 years old and this guy is 22 years old or 23 years old. And then the girl is asking, is it really possible that considering how young we are, we will get married? Do you think it's a valid question to be asked, really? And do you think people of that age will even fall in love? Because some you will tell it to some elderly people, they will tell you, I beg go read your book, Jerry. You know, you shouldn't be falling in love if you're 21, 22. They would say it's almost like a waste of emotional energy and strength, right? So, first of all, should people fall in love at that age? And now, second of all, is it possible that by falling in love at that age, you would be able to sustain it and then get married? Is it possible?
Okay, firstly, like I said earlier, there is no age thingy to this. You know, I told you then that a 30-year-old guy might not be matured and a matured enough for marriage, and an 18-year-old girl might be matured enough for marriage. And you can see somebody that is 40 that is matured, and you see maybe a 30-year-old that is not matured. So it doesn't rest totally on age.
Yeah.
One thing you should look at is, okay, I'm 21, the girl is 22. How long do we have? If we are just getting into school, if we still have like 5 years to spend in school, like 4 years, I'll still go for service, before I now say I want to start fine. Except, okay, if the guy knows that, okay, I'm okay, maybe when I leave school, I'm ready to settle down. But what's the point of having a relationship for 5 years? I don't subscribe to that. If you know you guys want to get married and you want to do it without sex, what's the essence of keeping a 5-year-old relationship when you know that emotions will be flying up and down? If you want to keep it straight and like you don't want to defile the bed, then don't there's no point having that relationship as at that, because you still have a long way to go. You still have like 5 years or 6 years. Why not just make it okay, we are friends, and maybe when you finish school and you've given yourself a timeline, okay, maybe I have like a year or two, I'll go for service, then I've been able to gather a little bit of money, or you feel she's ready, you have that financial capacity, because you need money, my brother. Marriage is hey, you need money, 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 money. So if you think that you are able you are able to carry on, fine, you can. But if you are 21 and you are still in school, you have 4 or 5 years, then there's no point having that relationship. But if you are 21, okay, both of you are out of school, and you are hoping to settle down in the next 2 years, beautiful, then yes, you guys can start a week. But if you know you still have a long way to go, you still have goals to crush, you still have things to do, you've not even achieved anything at all, then there's no point having that relationship. Just be friends. Whatever will be. Why will I
Hmm.
date somebody for 5 years? You think I will
And,
date somebody for 5 years and I won't want to touch the person? It's not
okay,
possible
let
now,
me
bros. Let's
quickly
tell
say
ourselves
something
the truth.
about that. The whatever will be phrase kind of means we're living into chance. So if as friends you get to a point where you even have this kind of conversation where you're telling yourself, look, I have this plan to go for masters after my service, and then I plan settling down by this particular age. If you are having this kind of conversation and then you guys are still friends, what do you do? Like, do you like when you say let's be friends? Do you mean let's pretend that the emotions are not there and then leave, try to avoid each other, right? Do you mean like let's try to avoid each other and pretend as if pretend that the emotions are not there, or do we just keep ourselves free and open so that By the time we leave school, probably get finish NYSC, we can settle down with any other person. So if that's what you're saying, it means that people should not even date when they are 21, 22, because it would mean that there is really no
I
point.
gave you, I gave you, I gave you, and I gave you a cross. How many years? Okay, how those people that you say they are 21, what level are they in school? Are they in 300 level? Are they in 400 level? Or they are just starting off in school? They are just 100 they are just in 100 level. Do you understand what I'm saying? How many years do you have? If the person is having like 3 years to go, 3 years, you never count ASU strike. Oh. Now one on a day, so where and I never come out. So let's say if the person has like 3 years, maybe the person is in maybe 100 or 200 level. Okay, the person still has 3 years. You go for service, that's 4 years. You want to go for your masters, that's like 5 years. So you are talking about like 6 years. Why are you dating somebody now? If you have the intention of, as in, I'm saying it from the angle of if you want to keep the bed undefiled,
Yeah,
you let the person know, I like you. It's not just that I like it. I know I have something inside of me for you, but I know I am not ready, and I don't want us to mess up our future. So
yeah,
can we be friends? If at the end of the day, okay, maybe when we get to like 300 level or 400 level, you can start something then. When you're like, okay, 400 level, I still have, okay, like 2 or 3 years, I can start something then. But why will I turn somebody to Lord of the Rings and date somebody for 5 or 6 years? Ah, bros, I don't do that. So it's not about your age. It's about how much long or longer you have to go. If you are 21 and you're in your 400 level, okay, and you know that, okay, this person I'm ready to settle down with, I'm going to settle down in the next 2 years, yes, you can date the person. But if you're just entering into school and you still have masters to run and everything, bros, I won't take down.
okay. So my in like 1 minute, let's see. Somebody asked a question. Yeah,
Okay.
in like 1 minute, let's see if we can answer this so that we can quickly wrap up. Is it possible to see someone that you like
Someone,
and emotions won't be there?
is it possible you see someone you like?
Yeah,
As in
yeah,
just, you can like people. You can like people. I don't know whether it's natural likeness here. I like a lot of people and there are no emotions attached. There are some guys that I see, I like them. They are my friends. They are my very good friends, and no emotions are attached. But if you are talking about maybe having loving somebody, if I love somebody, definitely emotions will be there. There is like and there is butterflies likeness kind of. If I like you as a friend, I could like you as a friend, even as the opposite sex, and no butterfly is there in my tummy. I would see you, I'll play with you, we eat from the same plate, but nothing is happening.
praying to
But I
God.
could like maybe another opposite sex and like her like I like her in a different way. Of course, emotions will be there. Like,
Yeah.
okay, when I see this girl, I like her and all that. But you don't give room to express the emotions. That's the difference. You don't give room to express such emotions. Am I making sense?
Yeah, sure, sure.
So I don't know. I think I've addressed the two kind of likeness. I like you like normal likeness, and I like you with butterflies in my tummy. Yes, you can. If you like somebody with butterflies, definitely you like with a little bit of emotions. It's up to you to allow that emotions to water that emotions to grow. And if you know you're not ready, don't express your emotions or don't allow it to fly about. Curb your emotions.
Yeah, thank you
Thank you.
so much, Mrs. Tony Lofinladi. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of today's episode. But before we go, I'd like to mention a few punchlines she gave before we wrap up. The first thing she said that is really, really very profound is that cheating is not a mistake. Cheating is not a mistake. You cannot say you love somebody and go ahead and feel comfortable cheating on that person. In fact, there is no such thing as cheating on somebody you love with another person you don't intend keeping. There is no such thing. So, perish the thought. The next profound thing she said was the fact that you should allow your partner be comfortable in his or her own skin. Allow your partner to be comfortable in his or her own skin. Don't go comparing your partner with a celebrity crush or expecting your partner to behave or live like a celebrity crush. This is reality we're talking about. People don't go about posting how terrible they are on social media. They don't do that. They post what they want you to see and allow you fantasize about them. So if you're a person in a relationship and then you're measuring the standard, you're measuring your relationship based on how people are living on social media, you're heading for doom. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. So let your partner be comfortable in his or her own skin. Next is you cannot go about doing relationships without the Holy Spirit. The place of the Holy Spirit cannot be overridden, right? You cannot, because it is the Holy Spirit that will help you discern whether the intentions of the person who is coming to you, if he or she is just whiling away, if he's using you to while away time or something. Then the last is praying when you are already emotionally connected to someone is almost a wasted effort because you will not be hearing God. You will be hearing what your emotions are saying. In fact, the chances are very slim that you will hear God in such circumstances. And even when you do hear God, you may feel as though it is the devil speaking to you because that guy or that lady will be looking so perfect in your eye. So before you even, get emotionally connected to somebody, ensure that you've taken the person up in prayers. So those are the punchlines Mrs. Ladi gave, and it's been a blessing to us this evening. This is like the first time we've had this like a session that lasted an hour and 26 minutes, and I hope you learned a lot from it. Next week, we're going to be having our last episode for the year, and we will be talking about something that regards preparing for 2021. We're looking at three things. Okay, the topic is because 2021 is a prosperous year. Because 2021 is a prosperous year, I think that's the topic. I'll confirm that. Yeah, but there are three things we'll be looking at. First, how to set and smash your goals. Second, how to position yourself as a brand and also your business in order to make profit. And then the third will be how to earn from the online space, how to earn from your time on social media. We'll be having three guests come talk to us, and we'll be talking from say 4 to probably 6:30, right? So it's going to be our last episode for the year. You don't want to miss it. The flyers will be out very, very early so that you can start making plans for it. Thank you very much for staying with us till now. For those of us, I can see some people still in the building. Thank you very much. We want to share a big shout out to Satoin. You are amazing, man. Thank you very much for always honoring our invitation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I had a
All right.
nice time.
All right, man. So, guys, we are going to be going right about now. Thank you once again for sticking with us till now. Uh, See you next week. Bye.
Bye.